All right. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me on archive. You listen to archive, throw a jab at that button right now. All right. Show support to the channel. Throw a jab at that like button. All right. For people that are too literal, that means push, press, tap the like button. All right. The thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up here. Sound check is good. We're good to go with that. All right. If you like the content, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button if you are subscribed. Like a speed bag. You will see the shaking motion. All right. That's what you want. That way you're notified every time DStyle comes on live, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain, and Pacific, 7 p.m. All right? Write that down. Notifications don't always come through. All right? We already got John Le Cune. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize, but he's saying, what's good, he says. Well, we got, some stuff to talk about here. Let me just turn some of this, this music in the background down. Okay, we need the piano player to keep it down a little bit. This is your daily reminder that this is. What's up, DJ Mexicano de Tejas? He says, what's good, D-Style? Your daily reminder. Before I rudely interrupted myself. Yeah, D-Style interrupted himself. That this is MAB Appreciation Week. That stands for. MAB stands for Marco Antonio Barrera. That's what MAB Appreciation Week stands for. I remember I texted Haplotype the other day. Hey, how about MAB? An idea for a poll for MAB Week? He was like MAB? What the hell is that? He said. I don't know what that is. Did he mean man? Like, what do you mean? True story. I swear to God. That's why we need Appreciation Weeks. People don't even know what MAB means. All right? But when you guys voted for you guys voted the dude in, and all of a sudden you're not voting on his polls. What's going on? This is the most abysmal polls show up for Appreciation Week we've ever had. But shout out to those that did vote. Remember, you could always go to the DStyleBoxing. That's www.youtube.com/DStyleBoxing. Go to my channel. Go to the community page. If you're watching the video, you could click where it says DStyleBoxing or on the icon. It'll take you to my channel even while you're listening to this video. Go to community and click there, and then right there the polls will be there. We're still going to cover the polls as they are. We're still going to cover those. Tomorrow we're going to release, or tonight we're going to get the qualifier out. And then during the day later on, we're going to get the main poll for Appreciation Week next week. Who's it going to be? Bernard Hopkins. No one's been eliminated. I don't know if Calix's speech just inspired people to vote for Frotch. He kept Frotch alive. Tomorrow we'll let Calix give a, I'm going to let him give another case. He kept him alive last week. Can he help him win this week? UK, stand up. UK, stand up. All right? Your dude's on the pole. But look, check it out. You guys let Ricky Hatton get eliminated. Ricky Hatton got eliminated so fast, it's not even funny. We got a lot of shit to talk about here. First of all, two dudes in the Mexican. These guys got a gem, right? They do. They got a gem on their channel. They don't even know it, and nobody else knows it, apparently. You got Manny Robles, the trainer of Andy Ruiz, the head honcho, the dude there in his corner. I'm going to play another clip. It's a great interview. Check it out. I'm going to put, again, the link to the interview. I time-stamped it. You can listen to it. Great stuff. Give them some love. Check out the video. Two dudes and a Mexican. All right? I'm not the Mexican there, but the Mexican dude's still pretty cool. Check it out. But look, check it out. I'm going to play a clip of it, but we will get there. All right? We will get there. Haplotype in the house. All right? AJ10 in the house. Says, what's going on, everyone? He says, MAB week. MAB appreciation week. It says, Frach, Morales needs to be there before him. I agree with you, but you know, that's Calix's boy. Calix will give a compelling reason tomorrow. So everybody, remember, Calix tomorrow night. Haplotype Monday nights. If you missed yesterday's show, check out the show, man. We talk about a lot of stuff. Check that out. Bare knuckles. All right. We talk about, you know, the difference in gloves. I mean, there's some great insight. And, of course, we talk about Barrera's 90s run. Check it out. All right. And make sure you like that video, too. Also, all right, I need 500 views on that, you know. If I don't get at least, once I get to 500 views for my video on the story of Kid Basie versus Pajarito Moreno. I put a lot of work in that. Once I get to 500 views, I'll do another one. But it needs to get 500 views. It's at 300 now. We need to get to 500 views so I can start working on another one. All right? So share the video. Share the video. Put it out there. Have a friend watch it, etc. You got old family members that don't watch boxing anymore, but they used to be fans. Show it to them. All right? This man was an icon. Pajarito Moreno was an icon. So was Basie. There's no real good footage on their fight. It's not the best footage. There's no commentary on it. We bring that fight to life. Share it. And if you haven't watched it yet, shame on you. Right? Shame on you. Watch that video. You're missing out. Now, Salute DStyle chat says Clifton Bronson in the chat. What's going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. All right? Check this out. We're going to play this. All right? We're going to play some of this. You guys, man, please just listen in. All right? Let me know what you think. We'll kind of touch on it a little bit. This is, again, Two Dudes in the Mexican. We're going to play part of this interview. Right? I believe they're going to plug it in right there while it's playing. If I tagged it right, it will. All right? I want you guys to go to their channel and watch the whole thing. I'm going to play part of it here, and then we'll go from there. Again, this is the trainer. This was an exclusive interview that these guys got, man. This is a gem. This is the trainer, Manny. Okay, Manny Robles, the trainer of Andy Ruiz, the heavyweight champion of the world, the man in that corner when he knocked out Joshua or stopped him or Joshua quit, whatever you want to call it. He lost. All right. He was out of sorts, whatever, along with Swartz, whatever it is. For now on, we're not going to say out of sorts. We're going to say out of Swartz. All right. For now, this day forth, DStyle is proclaimed that when you refer to a fighter being out of sorts in the ring, you know, they don't know where they are. We're going to call it out of sorts. All right. Like Schwartz. Get it? Get it? Anyway. Let's play this shit here. At first, AJ Tennessee, he voted for Morales Barrera 1. You know, I'm thinking it's one of two things, bro. Either a lot of you guys have no clue who the hell, you know, those dudes are in that first poll, and maybe you've done a disservice to yourself, and you haven't watched the Morales Barrera fights yet. But, man, this is why we do Appreciation Week. It's worth it, all right? Go back, watch these fights, man. Watch these legends. I don't even like Barrera. But even I know the dude was a great, all right? Like, I'm just, you know, if you keep it real, that's just the truth. Let's go ahead and play this. All right, right now. We will talk a little bit about it afterwards. All right. Hold on.
Robles, welcome to our show, Two Dudes and a Mexican. Thanks for coming on. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks. We appreciate it. So I'm just going to start off real quick. We're drinking wine on the show right now, right? What did you drink after Andy Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua?
What did I think?
No, what did you drink after Anthony? After Andy? I want to know what choice of alcoholic beverage you had.
I had a beer for sure.
What kind of beer?
I had a beer and a shot of tequila.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Maybe more than one.
That's awesome.
I don't remember.
That's even better. I say that all the time. So I just want to get your thoughts of that night. If you could remember one thing about that night, what would it be?
I could remember one thing, obviously, winning the world title, making history, and becoming the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world.
That's awesome.
Knowing that this would change our lives completely.
Now, for you've had world champions before. World champions have left you. What kind of vindication was this for you? A lot of people left you, and a lot of people certainly didn't give Andy a chance to win. And here you are, the coach of the heavyweight champion of the world, unified heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah. Fighters come and go. It's part of boxing. It's just the way it is, As long as I've been in boxing, as long as I've been involved, I understand how this business works. Unfortunately, sometimes the political side of the situation, it's not the fighters' decision. It's got to do more with management than with anything else. But yeah, I mean, it's not about vindication really. It's personal. I mean, it's about me. Period. I don't have hold grudges against anyone or live my life with anger or try to pay everybody back for in this case for fighters leaving or whatnot. I don't hold that against anybody. It's just about me. It's about self-satisfaction and knowing that sometimes it gets tough. It's not easy, but just being able to hang in there and believing in myself, staying true to myself and to my principles and integrity and loyalty, which is the most important thing to me. Just that to me, that's more important than anything else. It's just being happy with myself and my family, my team. Estrellita, I gotta mention his name. If I don't mention his name, he'll kick my ass. He's like, and this is how it is. And obviously being happy for Andy, being happy for everybody, for the Mexican fans and everyone that's been so supportive and telling me, coming to me directly and telling me how they cried and how they jumped for joy and how this was part of one of the proudest moments in their own personal life. You know what I mean? So it's just great. It's awesome.
So being that we know Andy isn't a physical specimen, as we know, I'm not either. You told me that you had to drag Andy's ass to the gym sometimes. How was that, and how did you finally get him to commit to fighting on a world championship level?
Yeah, well, he's always been at that level, Andy has, But there came a time during camp where this was a 15, 16-week long camp, because we were in camp for 10 weeks for Dimitrenko, and then I had to get him. Then we get the word about him fighting Joshua. We had to get him right back in that gym, into the gym, a week after the Dimitrenko fight. So he never really got any time off. And so it was pretty much 15, 16 weeks in the gym. For a heavyweight, that's an extremely long time. It's very long. So, there was times when he just felt tired. Physically, mentally, he felt he was overwhelmed. And obviously the situation can overwhelm you as well, knowing that you're fighting Joshua for the heavyweight championship of the world. So I would have to find ways to keep him in tune, if you will, keep him excited about the fight and finding a balance,
So, just to talk about that a little bit, it talks about the significance of it, and people that never went up to them before are going up to them, like, man, this was unbelievable, or obviously, right? People crying when they see Andy Ruiz, and I mean, that's crazy, right? Especially for someone who was virtually unknown. Right, he'll talk about it in a little bit, but as far as when they went to Mexico, met the president. By the way, on DStyleBoxing, you can see translation of that. You could read it in English and hear the sound at the same time. Make sure you check that out as well. You get cheap plug, okay? But I got some translation videos as well. Okay, you guys can check those out. I have a playlist for translated videos as well. All right, one of them's Marquez and Canelo, all right, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. All right. But very interesting. Now I was talking about how, he had to motivate and find ways to motivate Andy Ruiz after having a long training camp, and then immediately went straight to the AJ fight. Like, this was his shot. Miller came out and he popped dirty. Like a lot of dudes were not jumping at that opportunity. He jumped at it. Like he knew this is my shot, and he went for it, man. Let's hear a little more of this.
Fine balance between all of that, which isn't easy, especially for a heavyweight.
So the rematch, obviously Joshua exercised his rematch clause. I've heard December, most likely Madison Square Garden again. What are your thoughts about fighting at Madison Square Garden again? And would you have preferred the fight to be, somewhere in California or maybe Mexico?
Let me skip some of that because I did play that yesterday, right? So we're going to skip that a little bit. All right.
Oh, man. Excitement, for some reason or another, my dad.
Yeah. And I want to know that now that you have a chance to have this big rematch and everything, how are you going to take things differently? Like, for example, we know how much things have...
Right. So now talking about what are they going to be doing differently? Because this is where yesterday's interview left off. All right. So let's listen in.
Changed for Andy from the first fight. We see all the notoriety he's gotten, how many followers he's got on social media. How have things changed for you?
Well, I'm going to have to get him the hell out of get him the hell out of Imperial Valley. I'm here right now. We had his parade yesterday, and it was incredible. It was, man, I've never seen anything like it. I was so pumped up about it and excited because people came out in the thousands, man, and they just really came out to support him, and it takes a village to raise as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Right? In this case, it takes a village to raise a fighter. So we're going to need the community support, obviously, his family and friends and community to support him and to really do what's best for him. You know what I mean? In this case, he's got to get out of his comfort zone. His comfort zone being home, and maybe start back in LA and possibly, I would like to go to Mexico to train at a high altitude, maybe in Toluca and Otomí, or maybe Big Bear, somewhere like that. To definitely get him away from all the distractions, especially now. I mean, man, I'm telling you, it's great. It's great. It's fantastic. Much appreciated, and the love and support that we're getting from the people. It's awesome. But that's not gonna get us the win. You know what I mean? That's not gonna. We gotta get him out of his comfort zone and get him somewhere secluded where we can just focus on boxing 100%.
Now, the first fight turned into a true fight. He got knocked down, he got back up, and then they knocked Joshua down. Was the original plan just to go right at Joshua, or was that just the flow of the fight and just turned?
Great question. All right. And then I'm gonna after Robles answers this question, I do want you guys to listen to the rest of the interview at the channel. Okay. So I want you to have a reason to go to the channel and look at it. Okay. But asking him a technical question, right? It's a good question. I really like the answer. But before I get there, I mean, I like the attitude. Like he's acknowledging that while all this is nice, right? While the whole, like everyone praising him and people they've never seen in their life approaching them and all those distractions are nice now, right? Going to Mexico and being sworn by people and all that, it's great. But he wants to get away from it all. Right? Let's go to woods somewhere. Let's go to the desert somewhere. Let's go to some isolated location to just focus on boxing. A lot of fighters did this. Lennox Lewis did this, all right? He would go to, I believe it was a Poconos, and some fighters go to Big Bear. Marquez like to train in the high altitude of Mexico City. So there's a lot of places they can go to just focus on boxing. This is what I was talking about, right? When I say it, okay, he needs to start, celebrate, take your, you earn the right to celebrate and all that, fine. But don't get out of hand with it. It shouldn't be it doesn't end now, right? And Robles understands we got to get back to work. So I love this attitude. I love it. Okay? So that is that. Let's go ahead and listen to the rest.
No, we had to go, look for the fight. Josh is a world champion. We had to take the title away from him. If you want to be a world champion, you got to go take it away from the champ. That was our plan, obviously. It was obviously being aggressive, but it's control aggression. And it's just being under control. Unfortunately, for Andy, he got caught with that right uppercut. That hook and something that we worked on. That's one of Joshua's strengths. good because he did good in that first couple rounds, getting comfortable. Got too comfortable. He got caught with that. He got caught with that right uppercut, and he learned from it. Now it's time for us to go back and work off of that and continue to grow and get better. Obviously come in with a better game plan and sit down and watch the video, watch the Joshua fight, and then see what possible changes he can make to try to beat him to the punch. You know what I mean?
So two dudes and a Mexican. We're here with trainer Manny Robles, trainer of the first Mexican heavyweight champion, Andy Ruiz. Paisa, my name is, I'm the resident Mexican on the show here. It's a pleasure to talk to you, man. Really appreciate you taking time out today to talk to us about the big win. And trust me, the Latin community here, especially the Mexican community, we're super proud, man, and super excited about this. So I wanted to ask you, how has the community been, or how has the support from boxing fans and the Latinos been in terms of after this win?
It's been incredible, man. I'm telling you, I'm hearing the video right now that people love it. It's just they're so proud of their fighter, their homegrown kid. He was born here, he was raised here, and he's still here. He's still here in the neighborhood, in his community. As a matter of fact, right now I'm driving over to Andy Senior's house to say goodbye before I leave back to LA. So it's been incredible. And what can I say about Mexico? We went to Mexico City. We sat with the president of Mexico.
I saw that.
Experience. Unbelievable. I'll never forget that for as long as I did. And the people, oh my God, the Mexican people, this is like La Raza, so supportive, man. They love Andy, you know what I mean? They just love and support Andy so much. It's just like people crying and people standing in line to take pictures with him. And they get an opportunity just to touch him and to get a picture, get an autograph. And him, Andy, he's like, he can't believe it. He gets pinching himself. It's like,
como un santo, right? Like a saint.
Jeez. It's been awesome, man. It's been fantastic. But we know this is only the beginning. Fortunately for me, I've been here before, and now it's time to go defend the title. Now it's time. We worked extremely hard for us to get this opportunity, obviously, and to win the world title. Now here comes the hard part. Now,
Yeah.
Now it's time to stay grounded. Keep our feet on the ground and stay humble, and then go back to work even harder than we ever have before in the past.
So I want to try to get a little more inside look on that night, especially during the fight. What were some of the things that you were telling Andy, and what were some of the things he was telling you during the fight in the corner, between rounds and stuff like that? How did that go?
We're great, and then we were having a conversation.
Oh, that's for you.
We were conversating in the corner. Really, we weren't. It's because when you fight in the gym, as you know, so there's good chemistry between myself and Andy. We talk a lot in the gym. We have dialogues in the gym. About sparring, about what can we do to develop a good game plan, and what can we do to execute it to obviously do for the win and plan. And so when you're within a fight, it's just no different. Obviously you have to treat it as such. My job is to stay calm and collected. And stay cool and stay positive, and regardless of the situation, what the situation may bring, we just gotta stay cool, and that's what happened in the corner. We just able to stay cool and take it one round at a time, and be able to talk to him and not get excited or yell or scream or some coaches like do it for your mom or do it for your family. I'm not about that. This is boxing, And obviously, we had to tweak the game plan a little bit during the fight. Because our job is to, try to look for the body, jabs to the body, right hands to up and down, and look for that left hook, right hand over the top, Because one thing about Joshua is he's got a great jab, but he's got a great jab, but when he brings his hand back, he drops his left. I'm sure you've noticed that, and we're trying to look for that right hand over the top. So as the fight went on, Joshua started making adjustments. He started, figuring out. I started to figure out Andy, and started bringing the left hand back up on top. So what we did was, I told Andy, I don't know if it must have been the 5th or 6th round, I said, now start shooting a straight right hand on the body. Now get inside and work that body. You got to wear him down, and so we changed our tactic a little bit. That's one thing we work on in the gym, which is not being one-dimensional, if you will. This is we're fighting a European fighter and Joshua. So in my opinion, he's a good combination puncher, but he's a European fighter, more of a mechanical fighter, if you will. You know what I mean? So we had to mix up our combinations. try to get inside and wear that body down and work those body shots. And they worked, man. I noticed Joshua after that 6th round, and I had a conversation with Andy after the 6 rounds. I go, hey, those body shots got to him, kid. Look at the kid. They just wore him down completely. A lot of people say it was the knockdowns and the shots to the head. I think those shots to the body were a determining factor. Coming leading into, as they say, go to the body and the head will follow. Yeah. That's exactly what happened, brother.
And look at that. We'll end it there. I was so intrigued. I let it go 2 more questions. Check out the rest of the interview at Two Dudes in a Mexican. How about that? Right? Like, man, every trainer is different, right? You got trainers like Manny Robles that just talk to the fighter. And then you have dudes like Teddy Atlas who sit on the stool and start talking about do this for your mom and dad. Like, I don't know if he was throwing a shot at guys like Teddy Atlas, but or at him directly. But make no mistake about it, Manny Robles definitely talked about how he talks to Andy Ruiz, the relation he has with Andy Ruiz, and all that. This is a great interview, man. It really is. A lot of great insight here. So you guys check that out, man. Two Dudes in the Mexican. I'll have the link in the description box when we go on archive. Right. Well, that's it. Again, I like the fact that they're thinking about staying grounded, about still watching film, working on what they did wrong. All right. And we will see, man. We will see. I mean, Andy himself, his trainer could tell him all day, but Andy himself has to take that approach too. I mean, it's more important that he does it. So we will see, man. Yeah, AJ Tan, Teddy Atlas with his weird football movie speeches. You could say that again. Right? You could say that again. Juan Manuel Marquez. 2 weeks ago was Marquez, the Queen's Bear Week. Or we already had Appreciation Week for him, but that's not what we're bringing him up tonight. I want to talk about this for a while. I might do a single vid about this, but let's talk about this in a live feed while I got you guys in the chat. Make sure you throw a jab. Throw a jab at the like button. Let's get 10 likes right now, quick. Come on. Now, with that said, right? Marquez is, to me, one of the most straight shooters when it comes. Okay, when it comes to talking boxing, right? He just brings it real. He just brings the facts. And Canelo himself, right? De La Hoya and the Canelo fans just can't take it, right? And nothing hurts, nothing hurts more than the truth. Nothing. When it was announced that Canelo was going to get his very first title shot, he was young, and everything they said ended up being true. He's going to be the next big star. That ended up being true. And this is when it started. Like, this is literally when it started. He was a 154 pounder fighting at 150 catch weights. Marquez was a 135 pounder. They asked Marquez's opinion, and he literally said, look, I don't think it's right that he's going to get a shot at the title because he hasn't beat anyone in the top 10 yet. Furthermore, he's not even fighting anybody. He's not fighting the top contender for the title. He's not fighting, and we're not even talking top 10 in the world, guys. We're talking top 10 in WBC, all right? Not even that. They got Matthew Haddon from 147, wasn't even ranked there, and he got a shot because they knew Canelo was going to beat his ass. And Suleiman justified it. The dude justified it by saying, no, but he's popular. Él es popular. Tú no tienes. A usted se lo olvidó. Okay, a usted se lo olvidó. Okay, él es bien popular. Like it's fucking American Idol or some shit. Boxing Idol. Vote in who should get the title shot. Let's make it a popularity contest. He openly said that since he's famous And he packs crowds and brings people on seats that it's okay for him to get this title shot in this way. He just, and that's not hyperbole. That's literally what he did. That's not an exaggeration. He literally justified it that way. So what do we say about this? What do we say? Marquez comes out and he says this is bullshit. Okay? Marquez said, I'm talking for the fighters that put the blood, sweat, and tears and are ranked and have earned their shot. At the very least, Canelo should fight one of them. At the very least. But he shouldn't even be fighting for it. He hasn't earned it yet. He's getting coddled. He's getting special treatment. It's obvious. You're letting him fight for a catch weight for this belt. That's insane. Canelo ended up not even making the catch weight. Canelo ended up still fighting for the title, right? And became world champion by beating a dude in a weight class who wasn't even ranked in that weight class below him. But it was okay because, hey, it's Canelo. That's when the feud started, because Canelo said, if he doesn't believe in my abilities or that I'm a good fighter, which Marquez never even said he wasn't a good fighter. He said, si tú crees que yo no puedo, mira, si te quieres meter en el ring conmigo, mira, yo te peleo, a ver, tú enséñame. Si tú crees que yo no puedo, mira, ¿por qué no te metes en el ring conmigo? If you don't believe in me, why don't you jump in the ring with me then? Why don't you get in the ring with me, Marquez? First of all, Marquez is old. Marquez is past his prime, right? Still active at the time, but he was several weight classes below you. I know it was customary for Canelo to fight guys that were several weight classes below him. I know that. That was very customary. A lot of Canelo fans don't like that being brought up, but it's the truth. So when Marquez brought that up, right, Canelo challenged him to a fight. You know, it's funny. When Charlo challenges him to a fight, I don't hear anything from Canelo. But some dude several weight classes below you challenges to a fight, all of a sudden you're down to fight, right? Well, that's interesting. Now, who would have won that fight? A young Canelo or Marquez? Well, looking at the way fucking Cotto's little brother hurt Canelo, you never fucking know, right? But it was irrelevant to me at that time. That was a ridiculous fight to make, all right? I'm actually glad it didn't happen, right? But what a punk, bro. Canelo has to be the biggest punk I've ever seen in my life. The truth is not hating, all right? It's not hating. Pointing out that he fought a bunch of dudes that were smaller than him when he was coming up is not hating. It's the truth, all right? It's the absolute truth. Oh, but he was young. And whatever the reason is, it's true. That's what he was pointing out. He didn't earn his first title shot. It's the truth. Okay? That's what it is. He demanded a catch weight and didn't make his own catch weight. And still got the shot. That's the truth. And it was a disgrace to boxing. Shit like that is a disgrace to boxing. Okay? I don't give a damn what anybody says. It doesn't mean I think Canelo's a disgrace. The WBC was a disgrace for doing that. Difference. It wasn't an attack on Canelo. It was the truth. Fast forward a couple years, right? First of all, you got a lot of Canelo fans. Like years later, Canelo beats Angulo, and they're like, see, it was okay. So what? Look, he beat Kirkland. Look. After Kirkland had already been to spats and shit. After Angulo had already quit against Lara and shit. Like, yeah, okay. Those could have been your wins. It could have been justified, and nobody would have told you shit. All right? So spare me. Spare me. Years later, he calls out Canelo, right? Because he wasn't, like, he was not in a hurry to fight Golovkin, right? He waited a while. Okay, that's just the truth. It wasn't until Golovkin looked vulnerable against Jacobs that all of a sudden that he was down to fight him. All right. All Marquez said was, I believe he can beat him. Why doesn't he fight him? Just fight the man. No, he's hating. Why would Marquez hate? Especially at that time. The dude that just knocked out his nemesis, Pacquiao, in a fourth fight, made a lot of money fighting that fight. He's more than okay. All right? He's more than okay. That fight with Pacquiao sold more than any Canelo fight outside of the Mayweather fight. Well, why would he be hating? The dude's a hero over there in Mexico. Why would he hate? Oh, because he doesn't want to admit that his time is done. And Canelo, it's his time, man. Like, shut up. Is it Canelo's time? Sure. But it's time to represent, man. It's time to represent. It really is. It honestly is. Is he hating? No. No. Juan Manuel Marquez is not hating on Canelo. Right? There's no rule that says that you have to support everything, all of Canelo's decisions just because he's Mexican. Okay? That's ridiculous, dude. Okay? That's ridiculous. Shout out to the chat. Boxing Dollar, I stopped being a Canelo fan when he vacated his middleweight title to avoid Triple G, and he did. Yes, he ended up fighting him, okay, but later. Canelo called out Spence, but not Charlo, that's for sure. Batman tweet, AJ, true that to the Canelo should fight blank is hating now. It's hating. Demanding that the guy who says he's the best middleweight in the world, demanding that he prove it and face the other best middleweights is hating all of a sudden. If you want the mantle, like if you want that, like that whole, like the torch, right? If you want that Pintor, Pipino Cuevas, Julio Cesar Chavez, senior, not junior. All right? Marquez, if you want that torch, then you better carry that torch and really represent with that torch. Because what I'm not going to do is justify bullshit. This isn't going to happen. You want to do that Triple G fight again? Let's get it out of the way and let's start fighting, okay, some of those badass fighters in this division. If he's better, he'll beat them, right? Okay, so let's get it done. Let's get it done. That's all Marquez is saying. Now, I don't know where this whole Marquez fighting Kovalev shit's coming from. I have no idea where this shit's coming from. I have no clue. I just don't. But let me tell you, right? Let me tell you this. That's the most random shit I've ever heard, right? And I'm tired of these smaller fighters moving up several weight classes, okay, trying to do something big. Man, if you're not going to do it the right way, then don't fucking do it, okay? Yes, fighters have always moved up, all right? Yes, Trinidad moved up, right? He was fighting at welterweight. Then he went to 154. He had several fights, and then he moved up. He had several fights at 160. Then he fought Hopkins. Okay? He didn't just go straight from welterweight and fight Hopkins right away. Same with De La Hoya. Same with Duran. Shane Mosley moved up to welterweight, but he had 2 fights before he fought De La Hoya. This whole I'm going to go up fight a big man, and I got nothing to lose, because if I lose, then I'm a little guy, and it's okay if I lose. But if I win, I want all the fucking accolades. I want you guys to bow down, kiss my toes, and say I'm the best of all time. Like, fuck you. All right? You want to prove you're great, just all you got to do is fight the best dudes in your division. That's it. I don't need you to fight somebody that if you lose, you can just say, well, I moved up to weight classes. It's okay if I lost. And because in that case, you're just fighting a nothing to lose fight. That's all you're doing. If you're going to move up, do it right. Right? I'll give someone at the tail end of their career trying to capture one more division a pass. That's it. I give Sugar Ray Leonard a pass. All right? I give him a pass when he went to get that, even though it really wasn't at 175. Okay, it was they waited at 168, and they're waiting again. Okay, for it to technically be a light heavyweight fight. I'll give him a pass. But we don't need fighters in their prime doing this bullshit. Cal Brook tried it, right? And what happened? It always happens. He goes up. If he beats Triple G, oh, he's the best. He's the best. Nobody's better than Special Cal Brook. Lost all. Well, I mean, he's an itty-bitty little guy. He's itty-bitty. Of course Golovkin was going to win, man. The fact that he went in there a couple rounds is amazing, right? Mike Garcia, everyone says he's going to get his ass whooped. What happened after the fight? Well, he's an itty-bitty little guy. Like, of course he was going to lose. No, nobody gives a much bigger guy credit anyway when he wins. It's a waste of fucking time. How about everybody just fighting their fucking divisions, right? And when it's the right time to move up, move up. That's it. And that's it. Okay? Simple as that. Going up in weight at the most random times because, hey, man, if he wins, it'll be the biggest win ever. If he loses, you could just say he was a much smaller guy anyway. It's like the loss doesn't even count. Why the fuck are we doing the fight? No, what's the fucking point? No, what's the point? What's the point? Plus, all that's a big deal in today's boxing anyway, right? These weight classes are separated by a joke of amount of fucking pounds. Everybody weighs in like on the dot, like it's fucking insane. A bunch of people rehydrate and shit. All right, it's not really what it is, okay? But I will say this: back in the olden days, when we only had like weight classes, it was perfectly normal. It was normal for one guy to be bigger than the other. It was normal. There was big welterweights. There was small welterweights. There was big middleweights and small middleweights. Just like there's big heavyweights and small heavyweights. It was a thing. The culture was just different. Back then, from middleweight, it was perfectly normal for a middleweight. As soon as he moved up, he would basically be a small light heavyweight. It was just normal. And when he lost, he lost. Nobody said, well, he was a little smaller, man. He was a little smaller. So he won for real because he didn't get knocked out in a round. I mean, he won a couple rounds. He won for real. He won for real. Let me tell you see these snot-nosed dudes out here talking boxing, right? I mean, Mikey Garcia, in all reality, he won. I think Mikey Garcia won because he went to distance, man. Errol Spence couldn't even knock him out, man. Errol Spence couldn't even knock him out, man. I mean, I don't believe it, man. Everybody knows, man, that. I mean, oh my God. I mean, bring it down. He looked terrible, man. I mean, look at this guy, man. He has no legs, man. Just a year ago, a couple years ago, dudes were like, man, Ringendow, ain't nobody want to watch Ringendow fight, man. I mean, Ringendow, he's like just running around. Sure, he's winning, but, he just, if he engaged, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit if he engages. If he engages, I'll give him credit, but he's just running around. Dude engages, what it say? Oh, Ringendow, he looked terrible, man. He's got no legs, man. Dude's got no legs. He's just got no legs. Poor ringing down. He's just getting hit a lot. I think the dude should retire. I think Lomachenko took a soul, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. All right? You kidding me? You shitting me? Get the hell out of here. Mom, man. But man, let me tell you something, man. Everything, man. The truth is, man. It's just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. The same dude that said this, I don't think Jacob Swan, man, he was running on a fight against Triple G, man. I don't think he won that fight, man. I think Triple G won the fight, man. Same dude, all right? Same dude. When Golovkin ran from Canelo in the second fight, I mean, it's called boxing, man. You guys don't know what boxing is, man. We're moving around. You guys call it running, but in reality, you're boxing, Canelo. He was fighting out the back foot, man. Anyway. That's that. That's that. Okay. Hey, Rod. What Mikey did is just make Errol money from the fight, and for people feeling like he couldn't knock out Mikey, then I'll fight him. More money, more fighter Spence. Yeah, good call. Batman Tweet, what did you have no time? He says. Haplotype should hide a ham. Mikey should have showed hard. He went the distance. The loss doesn't really count. Yeah, man, the loss doesn't really count, man. In reality is the fact that it's not. He shouldn't be the one that's embarrassed. The one that should be embarrassed is Errol Spence, man. And Errol Spence going to knock out a little guy, man. He's a lot smaller than him, man. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. You're kidding me. What a dumb era is this, bro? Right? You guys know Robinson was around 150. I think that was a fight, I believe. It was like 149, but he was in the 150s. Low 150s when the dude won the middleweight championship of the world. He was a small middleweight. He grew into the middleweight division as he went on, right? It was a small middleweight. You didn't see any, oh, man, but he's a little guy, man. Like, you didn't have that bullshit back then. Just stop the nonsense. All right? Stop it. Okay? Just stop. Enough. With that said, that man Tweed, you think Mikey moved up to avoid Loma? Just a question. I don't know. I don't think so. I honestly believe he was delusional enough to think he could win. But Spence won. That's it. We move on. Okay? That's it. The guy lost. He lost. And it is a good win for Spence. It is. Mikey's a great boxer. He's really good. He's a really good fighter. Mikey could beat some dudes at 147. It's a good win for Spence. Don't listen to these guys. Oh, man, he's a little guy, man. I don't think he really won, man. I mean, the reality, he's just a lot bigger, man. Don't listen to those dudes. Okay? Don't listen to those snot nose dude. Just don't listen to them. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right? They don't know what they're talking about. By their own logic, none of them should be saying Fury won against fucking Wilder. None of them. All right? None of them. Well, no, man, he's a lot bigger, man. You can't talk for shit. Enough, okay? Yes, Spence he's bigger than Mikey. It was a factor in the fight because Spence made it a factor in the fight. All right? And that's that. With that said, even though Morales hit Mikey clean in an exhibition fight they had this past weekend. What? Man, Morales is so old. With that said, guys, I got 10 minutes left. What happened to the days when where fighters had losses on their records? Leonard, Duran, Hagler, Hearns. And all these dudes want to be undefeated. The hell with being undefeated? Just because you get beat doesn't mean you're not a great fighter, bro, okay? Hearn destroyed Duran. Destroyed him. Great knockout, by the way. It doesn't mean Duran's not a great fighter. And nobody back there was, oh man, Hearns is just a lot bigger. He's just a lot bigger than, Duran, man. I don't know, man. Duran came from welterweight, man. Nobody did that bullshit. Right? Just stop. Enough. with that sin, man. Oh, man. That was just the lame newbie you're doing is classic. Is that what we're going to call it? The lame newbie? Oh, man, I'm dying so man. Like, come on, I swear to God, bro. Like, a lot of these dudes, man, their whole channel, they got no boxing knowledge, so there goes that, right? They got none, right? They don't understand the sport, so there goes that. Their whole MO, like this is a lot of dudes. This is their MO, right? There's some dudes out there. Their whole MO, right? It's just like being negative about fighters that are good. Like just that, and like just say you're not. You're like just like say like you don't like the LDBC. Like that's their MO. Oh man, these guys, man, these LWC dudes, man. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know, man. Get the fuck out of here. We got a worldwide sport. We got so much shit to talk about in boxing. That's all you got. That's all these dudes got. And the whole comment section. It's like this huge congregation about how they hate some of these channels. Like they got nothing better to talk about. It's amazing. Oh, man, shut the fuck up. Estos boxeo. This is boxing. I'm running out of time. Holy shit, I got 9 minutes. I'll go a little over time. It's okay. Right? All right, AJ10. It's amazing. Okay? It's amazing. It's amazing. I remember being on Ringside Reporter Live. I was on Ringside Reporter, right? Listen to those guys on Sundays, bro. Right? Listen to those guys on Sundays. And 7A was on. I remember 7A was on, right? I'm there and I'm reading things that just aren't true. Oh, don't have this guy on. I'm never going to listen to Ringside Reporter ever again. How dare you put 7-8 on? 7-8 attacks Mexican fighters all the time. I'm subscribed to 7-8. I've never heard him, quote unquote, attack Mexican fighters. Not my definition of attack. So some people just point out some shit like I point out with Canelo is hating or attacking, right? But I never heard him do that. But I'm digressing. Who cares? Like who cares about those guys? Come on, man. I don't know, man. Let me tell you something, man. Right? And I agree with that uplifter. Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. That's what it is. The post-Floyd era. But, that's going to pass. It's going to pass. Floyd might come back and get his ass knocked out one of these days. Okay, but, we will see. I don't know. Better take care of his money, right? Or he's going to come back and he's going to get seriously hurt. Unless he boxes MMA fighters. He'll probably do that shit till he's 60, right? Stay undefeated. But anyway. Let me tell you something, man. We're going to go and talk about, LD. We're going to go, what we're talking about right now, man? Let me tell you something, man. We're going to talk about, Morales and this Marco Antonio guy, man. Man, I tell you, I saw this fight, man, and these guys were destroyed, man. It was unbelievable, man. Oh man, Shibredsky. Anyway. Oh man. But this is your daily reminder that this is Marco Antonio Barrera MAB Appreciation Week. The babyface assassin. Make sure you vote on the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Go to my channel or to community page and vote. Right? If you don't know who these guys are, it's worth it. Watch these fights. Okay? Go watch Morales versus Barrera 1. Okay? If you're not excited, if it doesn't make you go, oh shit, unsubscribe to me. That's my challenge. Okay? If you haven't watched it yet, watch it. Watch it, man. You're going to like it, man. You're going to like this shit. All right? Got the new newbie voice. The newbie voice has been introduced to the DStyleBoxing channel. Right? But D-Style, what about my voice, D-Style? You don't understand D-Style. Don't worry about it. That voice is that dude is still around. That inner voice is still around. Don't worry about it. He ain't going anywhere. But let me tell you something what you guys don't understand. You guys just don't understand that these were some classic fights. These fights, okay? Let me tell you something, man. This shit. Oh, man. Anyway, let me say this. Yesterday we talked 90s. Let's talk early 2000s. Eric Morales, man, was on fire. He was undefeated. And, I mean, he was busting some dudes up. He destroyed Junior Jones. And I can't explain to you how good Junior Jones was. Junior Jones beat Barrera twice. He took kind of a little bit of a layoff. He hit to retirement. At one time, Barrera was being talked about being the next Julio Cesar Chavez. And that was serious. People were serious about that. But then he lost to Junior. He ran into Junior Jones. Right? He ran into Junior Jones. He did better in the rematch. It was a close fight, but Junior Jones won that fight. Barrera's ego was bruised. Barrera thought about retirement, but Barrera came back. He beat up on some UK guys, right? Beat up some Commonwealth champ and some, European. I don't know if he was European, but he was another UK champ. I don't know what type of champ he was, but got those victories, came back, beat a really good Argentinian fighter, but then the 2000s came. Marco Antonio Barrera was back, guys. They were in the same division, and there was only room for one. Now, granted, okay? All right? He went ahead, right? They got Marquez should have been in the discussion. So I want to throw that in. He should have been. And he wasn't. Okay? He wasn't. Marquez took the hard road, man. He did. Marquez had to earn the hearts of the Mexican people. He had to get knocked down 3 times, get up, and have a war with Pacquiao just for people to be like, who's that guy? Like, ¿quién es él? Like, ¿él quién es? I honestly don't think, when this fight was on HBO, Marcus Pacquiao, I swear to God, not even my uncles knew who this dude was. They're like, mira, un mexicano. Like, el Pacquiao le va a partir la madre. This poor Mexican dude, he's going to get his ass whooped by Pacquiao. Right? And I'm pretty sure when he got knocked down 3 times, they're like, oh, man, poor dude. A poor Mexican guy. But he stayed in there. And then you have to get the rematch. And even after the rematch, right? We're going to get to Barrera, but I just want to say this because it has to be said. Even though he arguably won that rematch, bro, like, los Mexicanos still didn't support Marquez, bro. Right? There was some hardcore Mexican fight fans. It's at that point acknowledged, but man, I saw so many Mexican fight fans just dismiss Marquez. Just dismiss him. Like, Pacquiao's at a whole nother level now. Go away, Marquez. You know what I mean? So after that third fight, I'll never forget. The Mexican fans showed up, and they were chanting, "Si se puede. Si se puede." Like, yes, you can. Yes, it can be done. It's a better translation. It can be done. Right? And then they started chanting, "Si se pudo. Si se pudo." Right? It did get done. It did get done. And then they robbed his ass. Right? And that's when everyone got behind him. And then when he knocked out Pacquiao, man, all of a sudden, everybody became a lifelong Marquez fan all of a sudden. I've been following Marquez since back in the day. Man, I've been a fan of Marquez since 122. Like, no, you weren't. right? Many of you weren't. But the two that people were talking about in the press was Barrera and Morales, right? Those are the two Mexican fighters people were talking about at that time. It was big. And everywhere Morales went, he had to keep hearing. He just had to keep hearing, yeah, but I don't know if you really are the man until, like, of Mexico. I don't know if you're the top dog of Mexico until you beat Barrera, right? And that's when it started. Now, some shit was said. It's MLB Appreciation Week, so I'm not even going to go there, right? But look, man, Barrera had a pattern of throwing punches at people, right, at press conferences, okay, trying to cheap shot them, which I never appreciated that. I think it's a dick move, right? I know I literally just said I'm not going to talk about it, then I talked about it, okay? I don't like that about the guy. To McKinney, he tried to throw a shot at him. He literally hit Morales when he wasn't looking. I mean, it was insane, right? But the press for this fight was real. It was real. All right. And Morales was like, man, let me tell you something. I'm going to beat this guy. I'm going to beat him. But Barrera, there's one thing Barrera, if there's one thing he did right, even though I didn't like it, even though I think he could have still been effective without going too far, right, was get to Morales' nerves so much, right, so much that all Morales could think about is hurting this motherfucker. And that's it. And that was Barrera's fight. Both guys can box and both guys can brawl. Los dos eran boxeadores y fajadores, both of them. But the better boxer was Morales. The better fajador was Barrera, even though both of them could do both things. Both of them can. But one did the other better than the other guy. Morales went to that ring. Let me tell you something about this fight. I remember watching this fight, right? I was just a kid, but I was a big Morales fan. Huge. And I could swear to you, I thought Morales was going to destroy Barrera. I thought he was going to destroy Barrera. And let me say this. A lot of people say, man, I was surprised at what Barrera did to Naseem Hamed. This surprised me more. It's really understated how surprising this was. The fight starts, and man, from round one, honest to God, the most violent fight I've ever seen. Of the three fights and any other fight I've seen, I mean, this was an RIP to 916 Chris, by the way. I'm going to use this term. I didn't make it up. But this was not the sweet science, guys. This was a science of violence. That's what this was. This was a war. Both guys had both guys in trouble. Barrera brought his onslaught. All right. Barrera threw everything at Morales. Right? Everything, including the kitchen sink and the fridge and the hose, everything. The tile from the ground, threw it at him. Morales threw it back at him, everything. Right? This was an unbelievable fight. It's the most violent fight I've ever seen. It was violent. And you could feel. That's right, I did in Tijuana against Mexico City. You can feel the hatred. And there's a fight where you can feel it, like right there in your heart. You could feel that, right? You could feel that fucking hatred. You could see it in these guys' eyes. They were like these guys didn't care if they killed the other dude. I mean, they were going at it. They were going at it. At the end of that fight, I honestly, look, let me tell you something. Any guy could have won that fight. Any one of them. That was that's a razor thin fight to score. Right? Boxing Dialogue doesn't agree. Want to give it to Barrera? I'm not going to argue with you. But you can give it to Barrera for this reason. Morales did not box smart in that fight. He fought with his heart, with his corazón. He fought with his pride. He didn't fight with his head. There's nothing wrong with having that corazón. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having to bring your balls and bring your heart, but you got to bring your head too. His head was at it. Barrera had all three in that fight. This was a tactical move going into the fight, and he was tactical in the fight in terms of what he wanted the fight to be. Barrera knew he was not going to win that fight, or well, I can't really say that, but Barrera knew it was going to be a harder fight for him to win on the scorecards if Morales brought his head to that fight. All right? Morales got the decision, though. All right, Boxing Dialogue? Morales got the decision. But people were saying he was robbed, this, that, and the third. Morales is something gracious. All right, from a story that Barrera told, is that in the back, after the fight, that they had like these little medals and shit. And he gave his medal to Barrera and he told him, you won this fight. That's allegedly what Barrera said. Morales said, right? Now, either he's lying or it's true and it's a bitch move that he went on and told everybody. Right? That was supposed to be between two men behind closed doors. But no, Barrera had to come out. Oh, he told me I won the fight, everybody. Right? But DStyle, you don't understand. Whatever. Right? But it's an appreciation. I appreciated the guy. Let me tell you something. Then we go, all right? I got 2 thumbs down. I mean, let me tell you something, man. The 2 Barrera fans thumbs me down. I don't know. They're probably hating from that newbie voice. Oh, man, I don't like the word these styles said, man. I don't like it, man. Now, since Sato's in the house, we're going overtime. 8 minutes overtime. Because I got to talk about this. Tomorrow with Calix, I want to talk about the Nassim, Hamed, big ups and stuff, and some other fights. The rematch. Great fight. I actually scored that fight. You can find it here on DStyle. I scored that fight. All right. I still wanted to do that series where I scored fights from fights that are already on YouTube, by the way. But YouTube flagged me down. I couldn't do fucking live feeds for 3 months. All right. So whatever. All right. So I can't do that no more. But that one's still up. Come on, guys. All right. They gave it to Barrera. But if you call the first fight a robbery, this is a robbery. Come on. Morales won that second fight. Okay? Morales won that second fight. He won that fight. He win. He win the fight. He win every round. Every round he win. But he won every fight, man. The man won that fight, but let me tell you something what I remember. It was a great fight, bro. I actually liked the second, even though it wasn't as violent, it was still violent. Okay? It was I like it better than the first fight because it was a boxing match, bro. Like, it was a war still, but it was more of a boxing match because this time Morales brought his head. He brought his heart. He brought his balls, too. But he brought his head this time. And it was a much better boxing fight. It was still great, man. It was still, to me, a fight of the year candidate for sure. It's still one of the best fights of all time. It was still violent. It was still a science of violence. Went in there. Let me tell you, he goes in. Morales goes to that ring, man. He outboxed him. He showed everyone, if I box, this is what I could do. And they gave the fight to fucking Barrera, man. And they gave it to him because Morales got the first fight. That's why they did it. But fine. Barrera won. Fine. Okay, fine. Was Barrera gracious enough to go to back and say, you know what, Morales, you won this fight? I'm still waiting to hear that answer. All right? Barrera goes on. I don't remember it was after. Yeah, it was after this fight. He goes on and gets his ass beat by fucking Pacquiao. Morales beats Pacquiao. Right? Let me show you how it's done, Barrera. Check me. Like, just like I showed you how you beat Junior Jones. Okay, I want you to watch this fight. Barrera's like, oh, man, I support Morales. Morales said, I don't believe him. Morales said, there's no way this dude wants me to beat Pacquiao when he couldn't do it. There's no way. I don't believe this guy. I think he's full of shit, that's what he said. Yo no le creo nada a este baboso. No es cierto que él quiere que yo le gane a Pacquiao porque soy mexicano. I agree with him. I don't think he meant that. He was just saying that shit. Okay? He wasn't going for Morales in that fight. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They brought up in the telecast, right? And even Roy Jones, I believe him. Like, you know, shut up, Roy. Right? Look. Yeah, I'm sure Roy Jones is pulling for Bernard Hopkins to beat Trinidad. I'm sure. Everybody knows he wanted Trinidad to beat Hopkins, right? Because he wanted that Trinidad money. But anyway. So that's that. We go to the third fight. They wore those ugly-ass yellow gloves. To this day, I don't know. The yellow glove fight. Right? Good. It was a solid fight, man. It was still a... But, man, if that fight happened this year, people would be saying it's the fight of the year. It was still a good fight. I feel Morales won that fight. That's what I feel. I think he won. Oh, by the way, that second fight, I'll never forget. George Foreman, man. I'll never forget this quote. Because Lavely, instead of just enjoying the masterpiece we're having in front of us, it was a great fight. Why is not as violent as the first fight? Like, you know. Why not, George? Why isn't it as violent, George? George, why isn't it as violent? I swear to God, man, this Roy Jones quote is the best quote of all time. Of all time. I got. Should I stay overtime? Should I end the show or should I keep going? What do you guys think? Should I finish the whole thing? Nah, DStyle. Under an hour, DStyle. Should I stay? Should I go? Well, what do you guys think? I'll let you guys answer one time. But George Foreman said, he goes, that's when there were fools. Now they're millionaires. Best line of all time. Right? We ain't going to fight that head again. We're millionaires now. Be grateful you're getting this. Nonetheless, great fight. Right? People voted overtime. Let's get 20 likes. Throw a jab at that like button. Check it out. Morales. Barrera 3. I watched that fight several times. I swear to God. It was close. But I swear to God, I think Morales won that fight. He win the fight. He win the fight. He win the round, every round. Marquez, who won the fight? Morales win the fight. He win the fight. He win every round. Not like me, but he win every round. They get the fight to Barrera, right? And I'll never forget it. Morales is drinking out of a water bottle, right? That's what I remember. He kept drinking out of like I don't know. He just kept drinking out of the water bottle. These guys finished another 12-round war of world-class boxing. 2 all-time Mexican greats. 2 all-time greats, period. And Barrera holds the peace sign up right in front of him. You know, 2. Number 2. Dos. He said, dos. He looks at his trainer and says, dos, dos, yo dos. Saying he won 2. That's what he said. Later in an interview, he said, well, he admitted to me that he lost the first fight, so I really beat him 3 times, he said. Fuck that guy, all right? I know it's his appreciation week, but fuck that guy, all right? He lost those last 2 fights. All right? I will say that till the end of my days. No one will ever, and I've watched those fights. Okay, I don't want to hear, but DStyle, you understand DStyle. Go back and I've watched that fight over and over and over again. I always score it for Morales, but they were close, right? Marco Antonio Barrera proved that he did belong in the ring with Morales. Okay, that's the one thing Morales was wrong about. He said, this guy doesn't even belong in the ring with me. I think, you know, it's fair to say he did. He definitely proved he belonged in the ring. Post-fight interview, Larry Merchant's dumbass goes to Morales and he says, you were talking about, that he's not at your level. Do you still, say that, or will you say that he belongs in the ring? And Morales looked at him and he said, well, not like you. I have a thing called pride. Now, whether you understand it or not, I got a thing called pride. It's not verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. Yo tengo una cosa que se llama orgullo. That's what he said. Then Barrera went over there with De La Hoya Spick's dumbass. They were just starting Golden Boy Promotions at the time. Like De La Hoya, yeah, I believe he won. It's in Golden Boy Promotions, he's the boss. The fighter's the boss in Golden Boy Promotions, okay? He's the boss. He is. The fuck out of here. All right? Anyways, the record will always show that he beat Eric Morales twice. That's what it says on BoxRec, if you go see that. All right? So, more power to him. More power to his fans. All right? But Junior Jones will always be his daddy. And that's that. Okay? But it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. No, but he beat guys that beat Junior Jones. Fine. Okay, fine. Right? But a lot of great, man, a lot of stuff here, bro. Like, I got so much stories about these 2 guys, but I want to save some for whenever we have a terrible week here on YouTube. All right, when Morales finally advances in those qualifiers and gets appreciation week, we will get that. But he won, all right? And that's it. Tomorrow we'll have Calix on live. It's a long show, but I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it, all right? I told you I was going to talk about it. I told you I was going to talk about this shit. Hey, Rod, DStyle, check out Trent Evers's Ray Lovato. People say it was stopped too early. I work with Lovato. I'll check that out, actually. I'll check it out. Lovato. Trent might be added to this Appreciation Week thing here, man. So a lot of fighters getting added to. Okay, so we're starting with recently retired, then we're going to start just expanding from the times they're retired. Before you know it, man, months down the line, we're going to be covering some of the all-time greats. But these guys are all-time greats too. But I'm talking about guys that retired a while back. But this thing's we're going to push this thing. They were tough to score versus Nelson Santos. They were. Why did Barrera punch Morales at the press conference? Boxing Dialogue. Because Barrera, all right, was some that I'm not going to say because this is Appreciation Week, right? You know, some people are just born that way. They're just assholes. You know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Some people are just like that. Okay. I didn't like the way he did the whole how he acted towards McKinney after their fight. I didn't like there's just something I didn't like about the guy. That's all. That's all I'll say. Right. Man, John L. Sullivan, we'll do that in a couple years, I guess, by the time we get there. Lovato also got KO on Roger, got a KO on Roger Mayweather. Lovato, I'll definitely check that out. That's a godlike line, says Nelson Santos. Right? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for staying overtime on this Tuesday night. All right? I'm actually thinking about on Tuesday nights doing a talking about a classic Tuesday night fights fight. I'm thinking about that. Let me know what you think of that idea. Okay, because get it, because it's on Tuesday nights. Get it. But Tuesday night fights was a shit, bro. That was a shit. Let me tell you something. It was. I miss Tuesday night fights. This is DStyleBoxing, guys. I gotta go. I've been on almost an hour and a half, 21 minutes overtime. This is not going to be a norm, but this time we have to make that exception. This is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing. Yes, Santos, but I'm out.